in 1995, WCW is airing WCW Monday Nitro for the first time on TNT at Mall of America, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Nothing like some blood, sweat, and Sabaros, Steve, on a Monday night.
On a Monday night. Imagine going to Spencer's, getting a Wu-Tang poster and a Magic 8-ball and possibly an 8-ball. You look down the escalator like, oh shit, there's Ric Flair.
Damn. I just got some kind of funny sexual joke toy at Spencer's. I'm looking down from the third level. Is that Jushin Thunder Liger down there?
Something very 90s about this is that it's at a mall. Like, no one goes to malls
Yeah,
anymore.
right. It's crazy the Mall of America still exists, when you really think about it. The fact they got something that's like the size of a bunch of football fields, it's filled with stores. I mean, the stores that we see in this episode of this show is hilarious. Because it looks like drug fronts. A flag store? Come on now. You can't. You're not telling how many flags you're fucking selling out every day to pay for that store. But anyway, it is. It's 90s, Steve. Everybody's excited in that mall, either because they got something cool or there's a wrestling event that they didn't know they'd have to walk around. They're fired up. What I'm not fired up about is when we see like the people on the mics. Steve Mongo McMichael, Steve. I don't know why the hell they had this idea.
He always sounded like he swallowed his tongue when he talks.
I don't get it. I mean, he's got no charisma. He does do one thing right, which is fuck with Bobby Heenan the whole episode, which I do enjoy. But, I mean, you got Macho Man sitting in the wings. We've already seen him do a hell of a job on the ones and twos. Throw him in here. Mongo, take a seat, bud.
Now, I do have to let you know before you carry on, the man did leave us in.
I understand that. And okay. I respect Mongo McMichael as a man, as a professional athlete. Hell, as a wrestler, I could never do what he did. He was part of the Four Horsemen, for God's sake. But I think we can all agree, and I think even a Mongo would agree, maybe not the best mic worker in the world. You know what I'm saying?
And his matches would never want me to come to the arenas.
Yeah, I'm not just clamoring for a Steve Mongo McMichael appearance in any of the federations, to be honest with you, Steve. But to rest in peace to a man, a ledge in the game. He was part of a legendary group. But, yeah, I'm not excited to see him on the mic. And I do like, and this shows you what kind of a douche he is, when Heenan shows up to kind of like interrupt the shenanigans. He's like, what's going on here? Mongo does the ultimate douche nerd move and pulls out a handshake buzzer thing. He's like, gotcha.
Bobby Hernia.
Bobby Hernia, though, had me laughing, Steve. Bobby Hernia, I'll take that.
Eric Bischoff's there to share the commentary duty. And I feel like this is the beginning of the Monday Night War. This was a week. They pick a Monday where Raw had a week off. This is one of those weeks where the U.S. Open took over USA Network for like a week or two. And I think this was tactical on Bischoff's part. You know, they listed as a higher priority. So if the U.S. Open or Westminster Dog Show, like Raw gets the boot.
Are you kidding me? A dog show? That shows you some like real 3D, 4D chess that Eric Bischoff was playing where he's like, wait, they got a week off?
Yeah.
That's it.
We've said this before, man, but dude, like it takes some brass balls to buck up to Vince, man. And he did it. He had a plan. He was like, man, we're going to pick this week and the war is on.
I'm just going to keep pulling pieces out until they just collapse like a Jenga. I mean, he kind of pulled a Vince on Vince because Vince was doing that too.
Pulling people from the different regions. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take Jake the Snake here. I'm going to take Hogan here. I'm going to take Randy here. He did the same thing.
And I'm going to come to your region and fuck with you. So that's pretty crazy. And that's almost kind of apropos because what's the one thing Vince isn't looking for, Steve? A Vince-like move because he thinks nobody's as smart as him. But for a while, Bischoff was really killing it, you know?
Totally, man. And what I like about this Nitro, in opposition to Raw, they get right to it. You get the introduction of the commentary team, and then they cut into the first match, Flying Brian versus Jushin Thunder Liger, who's a legend in various territories.
Pillman's a legend too, but this is before he's packing heat. in a living room, or even the tiger stripe drawers, Steve. This is before it all. I wasn't familiar with this getup, but I'm very familiar with Brian Pillman, obviously. I was excited.
They actually put on a quality match too for the very first Nitro match ever.
That's a lot of pressure, dude. Being the first match, like if you fuck this up Shockmaster style, you could really fuck up the tempo of the show. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Pillman was fucking up a little bit. Liger did this like a crazy like, and I've seen this in wrestling before, but where it's like a surfboard, like he like racks him up on his knees and has like a whole, he's like just basically pulling his body and stuff like
Yeah.
against his knees. I was like, damn, that looks crazy. I'm just saying that looked fucking insane. This is where we get the Bobby hernia too, Steve. And I will say I was laughing. That's the one point I will give McMichael.
And Bobby the Stain. This is what I like. I'm a bigger Bobby Heenan fan than Steve McMichael, but the fact that he's just throwing these slugs, and it's like, we get it. We know what Bobby brings to the table, but he didn't even like get there yet. He's just throwing jabs, and Bobby's kind of the victim at first. And then I think it was in this match where Bobby's like, "Oh, okay,
we're calling each other's names."
Like, yeah, you want a name call? Oh, okay, all right, all right. And that's the person you don't want to do that with.
Yeah, that's a mistake. That's a huge mistake. That's like heckling a comedian, you know? You're just going to hang yourself eventually. But this is a great match. Another thing that I like, a main like move that I saw that was just looked incredibly painful is Liger's jumping off like a top rope or doing some like high flying move, and Pillman just drills him with a drop kick in the guts. I mean, I don't think you can really fake it, but I mean, they definitely, they were faking it, they sold the fuck out of it because it looked like he was bleeding from his chest.
I will say this is probably the only quality match in this whole event. We're gifted with only 3. And even though I'm a fan of the next contestants and the ones after, yeah, it's your typical fanfare, typical fare for all the parties involved.
Yeah. It is crazy also, like these early ones, because I mean, eventually these were like 2-hour mega episodes.
And then 3 hours.
Yeah, this seems very short.
We get a little bumper. Stinger's coming up next. And man, this is the one that we like. Stinger, and he's dressed up like Price is Right.
Yeah, dude. Is his tailor the same as Macho Man's? Because it's eerily similar, Steve.
It's a lot of bling.
Bedazzles out the ass, fringe out the ass, like wacky circus colors with a face paint to match. That's the other thing I gotta respect. As a guy who has no fashion and doesn't really like accessorize, Sting's whole thing was just completely coordinated to shit. You gotta respect that, Steve.
Word to John Witherspoon. You gotta coordinate. When we come back from break, we see Hulk Hogan in his Pasta Mania at Mall of America. This was an actual boutique or shop in the Mall of America.
Hell yeah, dude. Pasta Mania, that sounds great. I love Fazoli's. It sounds like Fazoli's, if you remember that, Steve.
I mean, well, his Pasta Mania couldn't have been that great because we never heard anything about it in the 90s.
Let me tell you something, brother. All these pasta maniacs, these Hulkamania. He doesn't know what kind of maniacs he's surrounded by, Steve.
Yeah. And Eric Bischoff and this kid right here and some 11-year-olds here. And
give me that meatball, brother. Yeah. Oh, we're going to live forever. He's in the Mall of America. Hulkster's here, surrounded by the cult of Hulkamania and Pasta Mania.
I don't know how true it is because Hogan said it. His tales have been far-fetched. But apparently he had the opportunity to sign on to the Foreman Grill. It was either the Foreman Grill or Pasta Mania. And obviously wouldn't have been called the Foreman Grill. So he passed on that opportunity and took on this Pasta Mania venture.
Damn, Hogan Grill instead of the Foreman Grill.
Yeah.
He got paid, man. He's fine. George had a lot of Georges to feed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He also announces that he's putting the world title on the line against Big Bubba Rogers, brother.
Big Bubba Rogers, the Perry Mason of the WCW. The next match, though, Sting versus the Nature Boy. Sting's a champion. What is he, the United States champ? He's not the world
champ.
He's got some belt.
I think he probably is.
But you're right, dude. This is Surfer Sting. I'll tell you one thing though. Ric Flair's very serious because he doesn't come out with not a bitch with him, Steve. He's got no women with him. He's
Yeah.
just coming out there with a lot of attitude and just pissed off that he's not drinking.
Like right after those guys come out, we get an appearance from Luger. Bischoff's like, get him out of here. This is great acting, Eric. I gotta salute that.
I
But
feel
you're
like
playing
Lex Luger heard that a lot though, just in general. Like if Lex shows up, everyone's like, "Get that guy out of here."
yeah, yeah. Beat it. You don't want any part of this. We're actually wrestling and having charisma over here.
we can talk normally as humans do.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't look like we've gotten so many muscles, our hair's running away from us, but it's happening to you. And right away, Steve, I mean, this is not like the greatest match, but I will say Sting must have been doing a lot of like shoulder exercises because he like presses Ric Flair over his head. I mean, we might get a baker's dozen in this match, to be honest with you. He does it a lot.
Hey, I did clock that. He did that quite a few times. And, outside of that, you're going to get those Flair chops at some point. You're going to get that Ric Flair flip over the rope, and then he comes on the apron and just like he's just in a daze kind of deal.
Here's something I forgot that was part of Sting. I mean, I shouldn't have. It was like a major thing, but like Hulk does at the end of a Hulk Hogan match, where Sting sort of like no sells when he gets hit and stuff. How do you feel about that? Because at some point in like in this match and a lot of these Sting matches, he just becomes an invincible. You can't do anything. He just, he owns it.
It's perfect for those times, especially if you're the hero, the good guy. I think if you do that in modern times, it's kind of cheesy.
Maybe this is a bygone era, and I would just like like a lot of this match, he's doing it. Like usually it's saved for the end. He's taking some bumps. Sting's really kind of just throwing Ric Flair around like a fucking ragdoll in this match for the most part.
It's pretty defiant.
Yeah. But this match is filled with cameos, Steve, because not only did we just get Lex coming in with a nice, freshly tightened button down shirt from Dillard's.
Yeah.
That's just looking just very crispy. In the middle of the match, Arn Anderson shows up, Steve. Double A. In his finest windbreaker. He's not saying a lot, Steve. Arn's a man of few words. He's just sitting there kind of staring at him, And the match keeps going. But after like a little bit of staring, Arn Anderson just jumps in and just starts beating the shit out of Rick in a way that, I mean, this looks like he was like inflicting a little bit of real, some emotion in here, Steve. He's really putting some knuckles to face.
They basically just go outside the ring and just start beating each other back and forth. And then while that's going on, Scott Norton comes down out of nowhere and he's just trying to pick a fight with any and everybody. Bobby Heenan, you want some? No. Eric Bischoff, you want some? How about you, Mongo? I'll beat your ass. And then Randy comes down. He's like, yeah, we're not waiting for nothing.
You got to stop this, brother. Wasn't this about a contract or something? Like, he just seemed coked up. Scott Norton, he's like Neidhart. He's got one gear, and it's way further than you're willing to go.
Scary.
But yeah, he's fired the fuck up. Macho Man gets in there, and he basically says, hey, Norton, you want to go now? Let's do this. And Bischoff's like, guys, I got to make some money off this. Not yet. No, not yet.
I love it though, man. We get a Randy appearance, man. You got to get him involved. This is the premiere. And before we go to commercial break, I forgot this happened. We get a Sabu vignette in WCW.
Yeah, dude, the innovator of chair violence. I didn't remember this either. Obviously, it was before the NWO shit, but it was cool to see.
Very brief.
Yeah, it didn't last too long.
For reasons you can imagine.
Then after that, Steve, don't we get another promo for a kind of a familiar face, almost a familiar name, to be honest with you?
We do, but before that, we also get an announcement from Mean Gene Okerlund that Mike Hill from Coleman, Alabama wins a Harley Davidson Softail.
You got it, Mike. You just got to pay for the tag and title, okay?
Dude. And this is another thing. Like, okay, you're giving out free hogs to people. Vince was literally giving out houses to motherfuckers. Like, do you remember that? He gave a house to whoever won the sweepstakes. Like, here's a whole fucking house.
Undertaker built you this house. Dude, the shit is the doors won't close. The fuck, Vince? You sold us a goddamn lemon here. But yeah, I mean, fuck it, dude. A hog?
A
Why
hog.
not?
I mean, it's free. That's cool, but your competition.
Some 14-year-old kid's like, yeah. Unfortunately, Billy died the next day trying to ride the hog. But then we do get another promo, Steve. We got a familiar face here. This appears to be IRS, but he's gone up on the ladder, right? This is Mr.
Did he?
Wall Street.
Did he go up the ladder? Because he can only afford $1 sign. Ted DiBiase had $signs on both. He had those on both. Like, you only got one sign, Michael Wall Street. Okay.
I'm Mr. Wall Street. Again, what? These new cats don't know nothing. I'm a real player. All right, dude. But Mr. Wall Street's better than IRS. So in that way, I will say that's an upgrade. But I love that, the apple wasn't falling too far from the tree when guys transferred to WCW.
Dude, it really doesn't, man. Like how Big Boss Man becomes Big Bubba Rogers. Like, you didn't have to reach that far, Eric.
I'm
But
a private eye now.
in Michael Wall Street's promo, I did like how he had a subtle mention of his former life. He's like, I'm sure the IRS will be watching me. Like,
If you know, you know. But he doesn't have a briefcase, Steve. So I'm thinking maybe this is all it acts. It's not real. Times are tough.
yeah.
Look, guys, I'm gonna Mercy Street here. I'm broke. I stole this jacket for $1 Million, man.
Yeah. I'm living out of this briefcase. All my drawers. Yeah.
I sucked a dick for this belt. Let me be honest with you.
Wristband.
Okay, Mr. Wall Street, dude. He didn't really take the world by storm. I don't remember having a Mr. Wall Street toy, Steve.
Yeah, Michael Wall Street, VK Wall Street, Yeah, but the next match is Big Bubba Rogers versus the world champion Hulk Hogan with Jimmy Hart, and this is your typical nothing to really sneeze at here, but watching this match, you got Big Boss Man, you got Hulk Hogan in the ring, and then you got the referee. I can't call his name, but Jimmy Hart is on the outside, and this guy outlived everyone in the ring, even the referee.
That's hilarious. I mean, and Jimmy Hart was putting a lot of energy. I would assume Jimmy Hart was on a few substances back in the Disney.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the man knew how to wear a suit, Kept it
geared up.
Kept it real business-like. So I like that, but it's very sad.
It is, in a way.
Yeah. But this ref, we'll get to it. This ref showed me something in this match, though, when we get to the end. This isn't Big Boss Man. This is Big Bubba Rogers. And this is Big Boss Man if he got promoted to detective. He's not wearing the suit. He doesn't got the cop suit on. He's too old for this shit, but he's still out here fighting. Hulk's still high as fuck on Pasta Mania. He's coming out fired up. Really, the one thing that I was enjoying from this match, aside from just seeing some legends go at it, that bringing back some memories, Boss Man, Big Bubba Rogers, call him what you will, he sells the pain and the destruction Hulk's giving him in the best way. He takes a boot to the face and he just he just pulls a fat guy move and just balances, so Hulk has to just push him over and stuff like that. And I enjoy that. I enjoyed that a lot.
He's a great worker. Can never take that away from him. Even his mic work, man, for what it's worth. He's a Hall of Famer.
We're talking about Lex Luger, somebody who historically can't work a mic to save his goddamn life. Boss Man definitely could. And Boss Man's been involved in some historically great, maybe not for the right reasons, but some very memorable events.
Yeah, for sure.
Stealing Big Show's dad's dead body was one. That was hilarious. Getting hung by Undertaker in that hilarious way in the Hell in the Cell, that was great.
Super funny.
Yeah.
Stealing Al Snow's dog and turning it into puppy chow and then feeding it to Al Snow. Oh, you like that? It tastes good? Well, that's the little dog Pepper, boy.
Stop crying, boy.
Yeah.
But this match, we knew who was going to win this match, Steve.
It
There was
was
like all the pasta mania, all the prayers, all the vitamins. Hulk, Big Boots, Boss Man, or Big Bubba Rogers, like a good 6 times, drops the leg. And this is where the ref showed me something. The ref comes in out of nowhere. And if you watch this match, when he goes to do the count for like Hulk after the leg drop, he does like at least a 7-foot vertical jump over the pile of bodies to get on the other side and count it out, Steve. It's a feat of athleticism. I don't think we even saw from any of the wrestlers, to be honest with you.
it's a spicy pinup. It's a me, referee.
Yeah, he definitely looks like that. He's definitely one of the Mario brothers. But yeah, dude, Hulk's an American
That
man.
stank ass song. Got to play that. But then, not too long after the match, the Dungeon of Doom pops out one by one. The Taskmaster, aka Kevin Sullivan, the Zodiac, aka Brother Butai, and then Kamala. Over time, Dungeon of Doom had a lot of different characters. Even Luger was a part of it for a little minute.
Yeah, we're gonna call you Leatherface. Dude, every time I see Kevin Sullivan, though, I just picture like if you were actually hearing the noises he's making, you just hear like, "Eee!" It's just like a little dwarf looking dude. It's so crazy looking.
Like he has kids locked in his basement.
He might, Steve. I don't know. There's a Dungeon of Doom down there. They try to take down Hulk, and then some of the good guys, including Luger, come to Hulk's aid. There's a whole melee in the ring. And at some point, Hulk and like Luger just like they're like back to back, but then they turn around. It's almost like fucking face off, like they're just like, oh shit, but they get into it.
Yeah.
And Luger's pissed. You know where he's been, Steve? And I'll give him some credit tonight, too. As far as mic work goes, he didn't stumble.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the overall tone of what he was saying because you sound like a bitch.
Yeah.
But,
that's fair.
but he didn't stumble over his words like Lex Luger usually does. But basically, his problem is like, you've seen where I've been. You know where I've been. I've done all the stuff. I deserve a shot.
Yeah, this is where I come where the big boys play. You know where I came from. You were there too.
Saw what they did to me, Hulk.
They tried to help me replace you, and they realized that I could never be you. But I'm here now,
and I'm gonna try to be you again. And Hulk's like, brother.
They have a couple flare-ups and forgot to mention that their friends show up, Sting and Savage. They're like, no, brother, no. This isn't the time, brother.
brother. But Hulk's like, dude, it ain't nothing but a fucking thing here. All you need to do is shake my hand. I'll wrestle you next week for the title.
Just put your stinky palm of yours out and I will pull my belt up next Monday, brother.
And then he just puts his balls in Luger's hand, and Luger's like, God damn it, Hulk. This is what I'm talking about, man.
I'm pissed now.
And then we wrap this up with everyone's final thoughts. Now Mongo has his dog sitting on his lap.
Hey, I think he's got his thumb up that dog's ass.
This always annoyed me. His little chihuahua, whatever the fuck.
Like, yeah, dude. He's fingering the dog, Steve. You said it in the message. You can see in the dog's face and Bischoff and Heenan's face, everyone's not happy with what's going on.
By the way, you're right. He's definitely doing that dog.
Heenan looks terrified, which is not something I'm used to seeing.
I don't know if this was intentional, but Eric and Bobby, they understood the assignment. They're looking at the camera when they're talking. Steve McMichael's looking straight ahead, and I don't know if this is him being a rookie or if this was supposed to be his direction, but yeah, tighten up, Stevie.
He's too good to even look at the TV, Steve. We're not good enough for Mongo McMichael. He's looking into the future. He's looking into how many dogs he can have on that lap.
I'm telling you, he's doing that dog.
It's looking grim because you're going to lose that hot-ass wife of yours, Deborah. She's going to go to a guy named Steve, another Steve. But, yeah, that's the first one.
Some would say, a better Steve.
A better Steve.